Howdy y'all, Corbin here, your friendly real estate agent. Today I have a real estate forecast for y'all that focuses on interest rates, starting with where we are now. For a 30-year fixed loan, most people are looking at a steady mid 6% range, specifically 6.5 to 6.6%, whereas in 2023 we saw a high of 7.79%, and years prior we saw as low as 2%. Now, really getting to the history of it, a mid 6% interest rate is a return to normalcy. The historic average from 1971 to 2025 sits at 7.71. But there are incidents such as in October 1981, the rates hit a peak of 18.63% and a yearly average of 16.64. All this is to say that where we are is incredibly comfortable interest and that the sub 4% rates we saw from the last decade are an anomaly. Now, this anomaly has led to an effect that economists and analysts call the golden handcuffs effect. Right now, there are a ton of homeowners who are locked at an interest rate as low as 3%, and if they were to sell, sure, they get crazy amounts of equity from the sale, but this is counterbalanced by the new interest rates. If they were to sell their house and buy in now, they will have to pay a significantly increased monthly payment, which a lot of people aren't stoked about. Thus, the golden handcuffs. These people are sitting on their homes, collecting equity, waiting till interest rates go lower so they can get something closer to what they currently have. And a lot of this is 2%, 3%, 4%, especially if they bought during COVID and pre-COVID. And this, of course, affects buyers as well. Because there's all these properties handcuffed up, there's an artificial constraint put on supplies, which in turn is causing home prices to stagnate and not decrease despite the higher borrowing costs. Looking to the future, the major housing authorities like Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and the National Association of Realtors all point to a gradual recovery and return to normalcy and slow decline to the low 6%. Now, this doesn't take into account any geopolitical shifts that may happen, such as President Trump's desire for interest cuts to go as low as 3%. Now, NAR predicts that the decrease to a low 6% will slowly loosen these golden handcuffs. But should President Trump get his way, and the handcuffs will just come off, and the market will become flooded with these homes that have just been sitting. This will cause a massive flux, which would cause a major increase in home prices that would make it even harder for people who are starting to get into the market. And this is because now there's more buyers who just got a huge payout and are looking for just the right home. Now, as a buyer who isn't sitting on equity, what do I do with this information? First off, we gotta recognize this window of opportunity. The current market offers a wide variety of options because of the lack of buyers. This is, of course, leads to way more negotiating power once you actually get into negotiation. This gets even better as we head into the fall and winter because the market will slow down and the inventory that's out there will begin to grow stale, which leads us to the next thing to look for as a savvy buyer: stale inventory. Stale inventory are properties that have been sitting on the market for way longer than the average, which is currently about 60 days on market. So if you see something out there that's been on the market for 80 plus days, as a buyer, that's something to look at because you have a lot of negotiating power because these people, they want to sell. This can come in a lot of different forms, such as a decreased price or credits being put towards something like, hey, I want new carpet. I don't like the way this bathroom looks. You know what? We can get a credit for that. So the seller will pay you so you buy the house and get these things done. Now, get yourself an agent who's going to see this pattern and recognize the stale inventory for what it is, and that's a golden opportunity to negotiate a deal that will get you, the buyer, the best bang for your buck. And of course, shop around for mortgages. A lot of different companies have different rates. It's just the average is 6.53. Now, if President Trump gets his way and things go down to a low 4% or 3%, this gives you the golden opportunity to refinance and start building your own equity. Regardless of this happening, you have the opportunity to refinance for a lower monthly, which will speed up equity gain and get you in good shape for when those golden handcuffs come off and you can sell your home at an increased value. This has been Corbin, your friendly real estate agent, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Please reach out because you already know I see these patterns, I recognize their worth, and I will get you the absolute best. Have a great day, y'all.